Stand up, stand up, stand up. 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 Stand up, Cowboy Nation, make it hella loud. Get it jumping, music pumping, time to move the crowd. Show out, cause we the fan base that are world renowned. Taking over every stadium and city around. We up, we're making crazy noise. Fan clubs around the world saying hype for them boys. Ladies shining like the jewelry, nuts covered in stars. They $1 rapping harder than the other team boys.
I got my game face on, so I'm not afraid. Female referee MC calling all the plays. Cowboy divas holding it down, we gravity. Live, love, laugh, and root for the Dallas Cowboys. Stand up on our team. And yeah, we them boys. Blue lipstick, cut up jeans, confident and not cocky. Hell yeah, we them boys, America's team. I tell them, damn right, I'm a Cowboy fan. America's team, #1 fan base in the land. See at his Miley Elo Sabes putting pressure on next. Who run the world? Ladies do, reppin' Dallas, Texas. Stand up, get in line and Cowboy up with me. We come through, show stopping, customize, bling jersey, Cowboy hat, Valentine. Leading the NFC East, reppin' America's team. DJ Kai, Vice Lady, needs you all up on your feet. So mommies and poppies, scream!
Stand up, Cowboy Nation, make it hella loud. Get it jumping, music pumping, time to move the crowd. Show out, cause we the fan base that are world renowned, taking over every stadium and city around. We up, we're making crazy noise. Fan clubs around the world staying hype for them boys. Ladies shining like the jewelry, nuts covered in stars. They $1 rapping harder than them other team boys. Stand up.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. We are live and in the building today, and I got a couple of special guests. Well, I got one with me right now, so we apologize for getting a little late started here, but we've had some technical difficulties, but I think we got it worked out, and we got a special show today because we got a special event to tell you about that's going on the East Coast for the game this weekend out there with the team with no name. And so I'd like to bring on my first guest. He's no stranger. Y'all have heard me talk about him here before. He's responsible for giving me the name, the Cowboys Unifier. And everybody in Star Status knows who he is, because if not, there's something wrong. But I'm sure his folks know who he is. I got the president of Star Status Cowboys Connection, the national president, here with me today. I got Cowboy Kev on the line. How we doing today, Cowboy Kev?
What it do, Barry? How you doing, my man, Cowboy? Yeah. How you doing, Mr. Unifier?
Good. And y'all heard that brand new remix, right? That's hot off the press right there. That's that stand up. That's a little snippet. So appreciate that cuff out there in Star Status Cowboys Connection, Ohio. He's the VP out there. Shout out to Mark Lockett, the prez. I got to meet them out there while boots on ground. So we appreciate that hot fire. So y'all make sure and go check it out on all streaming platforms. But man, you got a fan club that make people make music. Y'all got videos. I mean, we got everything going on. I mean, tell everybody a little bit about who you are if they're watching for the first time and maybe have not seen you before, Cowboy Kev. Tell them what Star Status represents.
Star Status represent individuals from geographical challenged neighborhoods that come together and root for them Cowboys, #1. Our motto is keep it football, which means that whatever goes on, let the players on the field just dictate the structure of the game and how the game dictates the everything that's inside of the game, not your whereabouts or what team you rep, but the game itself. So that's why we say keep it football. I've been blessed, Barry. Thanks a lot for shouting out Star Status. Shout out to Star Status IE, Las Vegas, South Carolina, Greenville, Ohio, Dayton, Columbus, Vegas, Dallas. We've been blessed, brother. I cannot tell you how much humility I have in my heart to see it blow up the way that it has.
I know. I remember back in 2016, I think that's when I first started getting at you on Facebook. I think that's about a year after you got started out in 2015, right?
Right. I actually started in 2013. Oh, wow. Yeah, we actually started in 2013. We celebrated 8 years of a good service this past couple of weeks ago. Actually started November the 10th, 2013 against the New Orleans Saints. They blew us out that night. But, the camaraderie that we had with all the Cowboy fans and other teams around, it's just not – our event does not just attract Cowboy fans. That's why we say keep it football. We invite everybody to come out and give them that star status experience. That's what we try to create.
I know I've seen that, and I appreciate you too, because I know when we reached out initially, we got the story on how your fan club went from backyard, the backyard boys to the stadiums. Tell us a little bit about the backyard boys and kind of how this concept of this club came up, just to kind of fill everybody in the gap for us.
First of all, I want to shout out my boy Redskin Nut, original backyard boy, one of my best friends, known since I was 7 years old. So the backyard boys was created in my backyard. But like I said, we had different teams coming around. We had Redskin fans. Well, we didn't have one. That's Redskin Nut. We're going to beat the brakes off the Redskins this weekend, too. I still call them Redskins. I don't know what they talk about. Them as Redskins to me. So, we had my boy Raider T. We had my boy Bronco, Bonezilla Bronco. We had Steelers fans back there. We had 49er fans back there. We had a conglomerate of a lot of different teams in different areas from different guys from different neighborhoods back there. And that's why we had to make up a rule to say, like, keep it football. Do not take it personal. They used to come over my house in my backyard every weekend. We haven't won Super Bowl in 26 years. So my thing was they'd come over in my backyard and eat up all the food, drink up all the drink, and then we lose the playoff game. They want to laugh and clown. I get my feelings when it comes to the Cowboys, Barry. I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. So I had to check my ego as well. So I love the fellowship that we created through all of the other clubs, other teams. It's about class and respect. If the Cowboys start paying me a check, then that's when I say F your team. Until that day, I'm just a diehard Cowboy fan and want to have a good time, good cocktails, good conversation, and respect and class with your team. That's all I like. That's it.
That's what's up. Well, I want to clue you in on a little something. Normally, we always have at least one show up here today, and I'm putting up some of the comments. You got a lot of your folks checking in from Star Status. I'll put those comments up in here so you can shop them out. But we always got at least one Facebook user, and they're here, and they're showing some love to both you and I. So let's show some love to the Facebook user out there. We don't know who they are.
All right.
Let's show their StreamYard to get the photo up. Appreciate you checking in. We got Toon checking in out there. I see some of these familiar names of Star Status out there.
That's my boy Tony Toon, Miss Cuff, Lady Vice on there. I see we got a few people on here, huh? Star Status Sarah on here.
You got the prototype here. She hangs out pretty heavy over here with us. And I know he's out there in Ohio too as well. Jermaine.
Right, Jermaine. Shout out to my boy Jermaine in Dayton. Star Status Dayton in the building.
And you got Michael Wright.
Oh, that's Michael Wright from SoCal Eagles family. That's one of our football families out here in Cali, man. SoCal Eagles family. What up? Respect, Mike. Respect, baby boy. Thanks for tuning in.
That's what I love about your motto, keep it football. I thought that was genius, especially because, I shared with you, I did a Navy recruiting tour down in Los Angeles in Compton Unified School District, and I understand the geographically challenged neighborhoods like you're talking about with that motto of keep it football. And I could definitely understand how folks always love to get rowdy and talk mess about them boys.
Yeah, that's the whole concept was created, like I said, to bring brothers from different neighborhoods that have one thing in common. That's the Cowboys. No matter what neighborhood you grew up in, it's just that we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have good fellowship and just live all that stress and strife wherever you come from. Just have a good time, man. That's what it's all about.
Right. And speaking of Compton, we got one of the supporters here for the BDG page. I like to call her the good doctor. That's Dr. M. I'm pretty sure I think you're familiar with her. Mag Daniels.
Yeah, I met her. Yeah, I did meet her. I remember her, yeah.
Good deal. A lot of people our supporters chiming in here, our BDG page supporters. So we appreciate all the supporters. This show is actually brought to us, and you guys and gals, from our supporters here. We got 102 supporters on the page. Our goal is to get to 150. So if you're just watching for the first time, you're going to want to tune in to Cowboys Cousins Live. We got another special guest. We're trying to get on here on the East Coast as well to let you know about this event that, Cowboy Kev is going to be attending. And we'll get to that here through the show in just a second. But let's get on the BDG page. We're live in OAT, my favorite group, Official America's Team, with over 20,000 diehard Cowboy fans with, we boots on ground, like I like to say, like you and myself. We like to get out to functions. And then we're also live on YouTube. So we see some folks checking in, like my man Richard Willie checking in from Texas. Hey, I see you on YouTube, man. Appreciate you watching in. Make sure you share it for us out there. We even got some active duty Navy folks on the line. That's a supporter of the page. We see you, Caitlin. How you doing out there, girl? Appreciate you clocking in. Make sure you share this video on any of the platforms that you're on to help us grow as we grow this Cowboy Cousins lineup, because I got star-studded lineup, man, and I'm happy to be able to kick it off with you, because you and I really go back. Like I said, in 2016, I think I was early in your inbox saying, hey, man, you know, what's up with this club you got going on? And I got this blog, and I want to, you know, you got a lot of stuff going on, and I want people to know about it. And that's how we came up with the how you went from backyards to stadiums. And I learned about the Backyard Boys, and I've essentially watched you grow since then. Can you tell us how many chapters or divisions, or how many folks, or just a little bit about the size of your club right now and how far it spans across the nation?
Yeah, we got 9 chapters. Like I said, shout out to all the chapters. I think I shouted them out already. But I guess through the commitment and the dedication that the mother chapter in Los Angeles showed, it just expanded. Our first expansion was Las Vegas. Shout out to Star Status Las Vegas. And then it came on Mark Lockett, Ken Cuff, Lady Vice, Sharon, my girl Sharon the Angel, came out to Star Status Ohio. They are in Toledo, but they're registered as Star Status Ohio. And that branched off from there, went to Star Status IE. Shout out to Fred and Kevin Vanderpool. Shout out to Star Status Inland Empire out here in California. And we just kept growing. South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, Dallas, of course, Dallas. Eileen, she did a great job. Our roundup is our most important event that we host every year, where all the Cowboy fans come out. I think we honored you in 2000. Was that 17?
18.
2018, we honored you on
myself. Exactly, I remember.
Right. We gave you guys a trophy honoring, you know, the work that you do and your expansion. How far you've grown through this Cowboy networks. You know, Star Status Cowboys Connection, the name came to connect Cowboy fans. That's why I'm so glad that we came out with the name. Shout out to my founders, Dallas T, Vimo, Charles, Chuck Austin. He had a son, make his son rest in peace. D. Hurst and my boy Donald Quinine. Man, without them, there's no Star Status. Everybody see me visually, but I'm nothing without the group, without the squad around me, man. It's been incredible, and I salute everybody for supporting the brand. And thank you, Unifier. Man, love for you, my brother.
Yeah, no, and I've shared that with folks here before, and it's always better when somebody else gives you a name than when you try to come up with it yourself. So I appreciate that. Was out in Vegas. We had cross tracks again, and I do appreciate you recognizing me at the 2018 roundup. Talk a little bit about that roundup y'all had, man. I seen it was humongous out there. Can you share some details of what went on at this last roundup you just did?
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. So we, Thanksgiving, the Raiders, Cowboys and Raiders game, most watched game in the history of the NFL, from my understanding, last 30 years. Big game. It was a huge game. We had the Raider Nation South LA, White Boy Dave and his crew. The Prentices came out there. My man Big Game James, shout out to the Raider Nation South LA. We actually honored the Raider Riders. Donald Williamson, Coco, they did a magnificent job of growing their brand with the Raider Riders out here on the West Coast. And my girl Nicole with the 323 KOS Raiders. So we honored Kai as well, and North Star. But to get back to the Raider game, so we had our roundup this year consisted of more with Raider fans. So we collaborated with them, and they came out and supported our roundup. It was a beautiful event. Like I said, we honored the Raider Riders with a plaque. That plaque is very significant for us to let them know that's our way of showing the love and respect that we have for them, and that's our rite of passage to let them know that we recognize them and the work that they do. The same way like we did with you, Tyson, and North Star. Shout out to North Star, Scotty, my man Scotty and Nicole Johnson. They're doing a great job out there on that East Coast.
Right. So I remember at the roundup there was a lot of star status. I think you had the hard hitters. There's some star hitters. I don't know if you guys are still doing that, but shout out to the worldwide movement with the hard hitters.
Yeah. Shout out to the hard hitters. We had a great relationship with Coach Duke, and the original hard hitters that formed out here in California. We done great events with them. They have expanded so big, and I'm proud of their growth and their success that they're having.
Yeah, so special shout out to Sir Duke and Coach out there, Coach the founder. You know what I mean? The worldwide movement. I mean, you're outside the United States, so I don't know. Do you have any folks outside the United States on Star Status yet? Or are you looking to branch outside the nation?
I'm looking to branch out, but I really want to contain what we got and make sure that the brand is represented the right way. So we don't want to get too big to fail. You know what I mean? To where it has to be the right representation, and you have to know the part. Our motto was keep it football, know the part, act the part, be the part. You have to know what it be what to be star status. It's just like you can't put on a T-shirt and call yourself star status. We more than that. We create healthy relationships through this game of football. Again, that we all love.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I know some folks that waited a few years to actually get into star status. Can you talk about that process, of how maybe somebody watching today who's a diehard Cowboy fan that might be in one of these areas like Los Angeles or Ohio, how can they become a part of a member as star status?
Well, first of all, you have to. It has to be within the time frame our membership is open. Typically our membership opens between at the end of the Super Bowl, early March, and it goes until late July. That way we can control the members that's there and have a concept of what we got right within that group. So you can get certain amenities in that membership for that season. Let's say we try to go outside of that season. Well, you may not get the same perks as a member that joined within that time frame, because we're moving forward. I'm proud to say we have 385 members in Los Angeles, but we want to take over the world. We just don't want to take over LA. We want to take over the world with star status. But you have to have certain criteria. If a chapter want to open up in another state, this is what I do. I'll call fellow president in that state or whoever club's out there and see if it's a mix, or if this individual is worthy to have the star status, has him represent the star status brand, him or she represent the star status brand. I do a little background check, but I also lay the foundation down to let them know we're not in there to compete with you. If it's a problem, if it's not 2 hours, if it's close to like 2 hours away, we'll consider it. But we don't want it to be too close to the other club, because we're not trying to be in competition with no other club. I think the level of respect should be across the board. If you're invading somebody else's territory, it's common courtesy to reach out to that person, let them know what your intentions are, and have a good dialogue and understanding of what you want to do, if you want to coexist with them, and how you want to move forward with them. Because at the end of the day, we're all Cowboy fans.
I'm glad you bring that up, because I remember at the Roundup in 2018, and I've seen what you've done often is recognize others, including myself, West Coast Cowboy. Is 1 year I think it was one of the years you recognized 123 Cowboy Life Family, and right now one of those members, Big Val, he was actually on the pregame show of one of the Fox pregame shows. I think that's pretty big that this culture has come out from the mud. Talk a little bit about that, how you guys had honored certain folks like 123 Cowboy Life Family.
Yeah, because we met them in 2015. We did honor them. Like I said, it's our way of showing respect. And if you rep your team or you rep your club with class and respect, we're going to give you that recognition. I forgot the gentleman's name the president of it was. I forgot his name, because we have been.
Raymond Ortiz.
Yes, that's exactly who it is, Raymond, right.
He got the Dak and Zeke tattooed on his chest.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. A diehard Cowboy fan. Shout out to Cowboy Life Family. They came out and supported. They brought their cars out. And we still have a great relationship with them as well when we go to Texas. But that's what it's about, building healthy relationships. So that way, when you go to another state, when you go to another area, they'll remember you and they'll recognize you. But you have to be respectful in the mindset to where we're all Cowboy fans. At the end of the day, there's no one club better than the next club. Just rep your club with class and respect, and you'll get that respect in return. But yeah, that guy that made that hat, man, I wanted to meet him because I want to talk to him about that hat.
Oh, that's my hat plug, dog. That's a gimme, bro. There's a lot of people in star status that have those hats too now as well. So
I know,
his
but
phone is blowing up.
Our members try to keep stuff close to the vest. They don't want to tell everything out. They're like, no. I want this hat because they want it. It's personalized. Yeah. I seen Lady Vice with one. I seen Cuff with one. I seen my secretary got one. So I'm like, well, why I can't get one?
I know. And then speaking of, star status in your brand, we've also seen the #1 Dallas Cowboys fan who was on that same pregame show with Mr. Big Val, and she had the star status logo in the background. How'd that make you feel when you seen that?
Man, I love Miss Price. She is the #1 Cowboy fan, the most decorated Cowboy fan. I love her unconditionally. I had the pleasure of meeting her in 2014 in Las Vegas, and me and her solidified a relationship that's going to withstand the test of time. I want to shout her off a Reppin' Star status. Whatever she wants, she get. That's Miss Price. If you're a Cowboy fan and you don't know Miss Price, I really question your Cowboy credibility. You got to know Miss Price. That's the #1 Cowboy fan.
She's only been around since 1960. I mean, she is the OG boots on ground, if you ask me. I mean, she literally built the boots, if you ask me.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. And you know who else I want to shout out? Mr. Terrence Parsons, Michael Parsons' dad. He represents Star Status as well. He represents us well when he traveled to the game all the time. He got some Star Status on. Man, this whole, remember, well, you was in Ohio with us. You was out there with us.
I want to tell the story because he was actually watching one of my shows and we were doing the Cuff and Lady Vice show. And he slid up in there and he was commenting and it said Terrence Parsons. I didn't think it's his dad. But afterward, I had learned that he crept up at one of the events in Ohio, started mingling with folks, and then they figured out who he was. And then, bam, now he's up there with Star Status. And I'm glad you said that because I'm working on getting a show with him this Saturday. So you got to stay tuned. Turn on your notifications. We're going to have Mr. Parsons on the show here. But go ahead. Tell your folks about Mr. Parsons.
Yeah, so we had the pleasure of meeting him in Ohio. He was so quiet and unassuming, you wouldn't even know that was his dad. He just liked the way we represented. And people kept coming to me, Kevin, have you met Terrence Parsons? I was like, no. They're like, we wanted you to meet him. So when I met him, he was so humble and gracious, nice guy. So we got information, we exchanged numbers, and me and him been rock solid ever since. He got great relationship with some of our members in Dallas, LA, all over. You know, he's been real receptive to the brand and what we want to create. So hopefully we'll get them going out there in Pennsylvania next season. That's the plan.
Definitely. Most definitely. I remember, you know, we connected on Facebook, and then he actually hit me up for the home opener to find out where the tailgate was at. So he showed up at Lot 10. So shout out to them hard hitters, DFW Starboy, big supporter of my boy Cajun Boy down there. They big supporters of the BDG page here. But Mr. Parsons showed up. Kind of just strolled up, you know what I mean? Got some photos and everybody, hey, Mr. Parsons, and everybody was getting photos. So you're right, very humble guy. You know, we see where his son gets it from, but I'm going to tell you, we're going to have him on the show here soon. We're trying to lock him in. So if you're watching Mr. Parsons, get with me because that's a great segue. He's going out to DC to the game, much like yourself. You know, tell folks a little bit about, you know, what you got planned when you go out there, and then we're going to get into the meat of this event that's going to be there too as well.
Well, actually, it wasn't a plan to go out there just for the game. I'm actually going to visit my mom and see her and you know, stay with her over the holiday. But while I'm out there, you know, this is my leisure time, so I'm going to drive from Virginia to DC. So, you know, the first person I reached out to was Karima. Shout out to Karima, DMV out there on the East Coast. They're doing a tremendous job. Hopefully she'll sign on in a minute to tell us more about the meet and greet that they're having with Travis. Travis going to be out there too from Cowboys Nation of Ohio. So I'm gonna be fellowshipping with them on Saturday at the meet and greet, and then Sunday I'm living a dream. Basically, I'm going to be watching the Cowboy game from RFK Stadium. Wait a minute, is it RFK Stadium or what's the name of the stadium now?
FedEx Stadium, yeah. I think it's FedEx Field still.
Yeah, actually, I got me a little game ticket. Karima hooked me up with that, so I'm gonna actually be going to the game, man. I'm looking forward to seeing my boy Ben out there in DC, all my DC family out there. I can't wait to meet y'all in person and fellowship with y'all on that East Coast.
Yeah, most definitely. We got the flyer here. I got the link up. So if you're wondering what event he's talking about, you know, we want to get Karima on, but she's having some problems on the other end. We're trying to get her up on the line. If not, we'll bring her back on at some point. But we still got the info here in the card. It's a meet and greet with DJ Big Trav. So shout out to DJ Big Trav out there in Ohio. He's done a slew of DJing for, you know, folks like, you know, from Friday the movie, some of the Hollywood actors that's been out there. You can see it. It's on the flyer. I'll share it here so that way you can see it. But they're having a meet and greet there. They don't have the player there that they're going to have or who they're going to have that you can meet, but it's $15 a ticket to get in. I've got the link here at the top of the comments. All you got to do is scroll up to the first comment there, and you'll see that bit.ly link, and it says DMV Cowboys Fan Club event. So just click that. But I know that's you said you're planning on headed out there, right? You're going to that event?
Yeah, I'm going to definitely be out there. Most definitely. I can't go. I'm not going to be in Virginia and not look up Karima and her club. She came out here in fellowship with us in 2015. I met her at one of the Cowboy takeovers in Vegas. at 2016. No, it was 15. I met her. I met her in 2015.
Right.
And me and her being rock
Right.
solid ever since then, man. You know, Barry, it's about building a healthy relationship at the end of the day. You know, and that's why I can't stress that enough with all these other clubs popping up. You know, if everybody show the same class and respect to everybody, the Cowboy, I don't like to say nation. I'm not a nation. I'm America's team.
That's Raiders. That's the Raiders stuff.
Yeah,
They can
that's the
have that
Raider brand. That's their brand. So, you know, all the Cowboy fans say it's a nation, that's your preference. But we're America's team. Get that straight. We're America's team.
Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, like I said, we wanted to get Karima on here too. Hopefully we can get her on before we get off, but it's her event. And I wanted to have you both on here because little did you not know, both of y'all actually inspired me with the Official America's Team after you gave me the name, the Unifier, to create the first ever Cowboys Club Directory. And Karima was one of the first persons I reached out to as well, like yourself. And she plugged me with a lot of different contacts. And you guys actually had that group, the National Alliance for Presidents across the nation. So there's a Facebook group out there where strictly fan club presidents can get tapped in. I don't know what, the qualifies the folks to get in there. We shared this event in there. I appreciate both of y'all making me a member of that group to share what we've got going on. But I thought it was important because you're out here on the West Coast. She's out there on the East Coast. We got this game at FedEx Field this weekend. And let's talk a little bit about this game with us being healthy as we're coming back. Let's talk a little football. Can we?
Let's talk some football, man. I'm looking forward to the game. Actually, it's disappointing that they won't have a tight end Logan available. But hey, we done had our injuries, but we getting healthy. I'm looking for a big dose of Zeke. I'm looking for a big dose of Dak. I'm looking for a big dose of that defense stepping up, man. I can't wait to see Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence on them bookends rushing that passer, man. And Michael Parsons just running like a wild dog out there, attacking the way he do. I think it's gonna be a great game. I think we might blow them out. I think we're gonna blow them out.
We're gonna have to because we always play against 2 against 1.
Yeah, you know that. So
Raiders, how's that medicine taste, Raider Nation?
What'd you say? What'd you say, Barry?
I said, how's that medicine taste? We got a dose of it on Thanksgiving, and they got a dose of it against this team.
Yes, they did.
That's what I'm saying. We got to blow them out. There can't be no question. We can't get it up to being 2 against 1. No,
I think it should be a statement game. You win the game you're supposed to win, but sometimes you need to make a statement on these teams, and we can solidify the NFC East if we do what we need to do. And I think we're gonna do what we need to do. I'm really confident about this game. I don't know why. I'm just real confident about this game.
Well, I think because we're gonna have Tank, Micah, Gallimore, and Gregory. Do you know how nasty that is? Like
I know.
They can double team 4 guys.
Right, and we haven't had that all season. This will be the first time all of them played on the same field for a whole game. Hopefully, we'll come out of this no injuries. But we really need to establish that run game. though. We're getting away from it. I'm praying that they understand the importance of running that ball. You see what the Patriots did the other night? Oh my God!
That's a no-brainer. I don't know why they couldn't make an adjustment. I mean, did you see the video before the guy was trying to kick a field goal? He kicked it and the wind just blew it totally off. Like that was crazy. But we got Gino on here. Shout out to them hard hitters. We were talking about them hard hitters. Gino's been down supporting me with day one OAT content since.
Is that California, Gino?
I think that's Arizona, California. He out there in one of them states.
Yeah, I think that's California, Gino. What up, Gino? How you doing, my man?
Yes. But I think it's going to be nasty that we got this full squad now. We got Tony Pollard. We got the burst. We got the block with Zeke. We got the burst with Tony Pollard. I'm excited because I got Tony Pollard in my fantasy lineup. But I think we just signed some new running back here today, which may be some kind of indication. I don't know. We're going to see a heavy load of Zeke. What's your thoughts on that?
I thought they should have rested Zeke last week. Be honest with you, you could test. Obviously, he was hurt. He's hampered, but I think with this 10 days off, hopefully that'll get him back a little bit better than what he was performing at. But I love Pollard. I've been a big Pollard supporter ever since he came in. He just got an extra burst that Zeke doesn't have anymore. And I love the 1-2 punch. But I also think we need to have another running back just in case.
I think that's why they signed him today. I can't remember his name. So one of my smart Cowboy fans on here, throw that name up there so we can find out who it is. I think he's number 25. I just seen that before we got on here today. But I'm going to throw this flyer up here again while we're still talking football. It's an event out at the DMV. It's in Bowie, Maryland. That's DJ Big Trav. That's Karima there. She's the fan club president of the DMV Cowboys fan club. And DJ Big Trav has got his own. I think it's the Toledo fan club, Dallas Cowboys out there too as well, both on our directory. But DJ Big Trav is going to be headlining the event, so you know it's going to be star-studded. We've got the link up at the top there, so if you're interested, go up there, hit the link at the top of this chat so you guys can go out there and check that out.
Yeah, it's going to be East, and I'm going to be out there representing that West Coast, so I love the East meet West. I can't wait to see Big Trav. Big Trav did him and Karima did a big party out there in Pittsburgh. Was you out there? What is it, Pittsburgh?
No.
2016, I believe.
I remember that, though. I remember that's when Zeke made that long run. It was that crazy game.
Yeah, we was there. Yeah, so Big Trav, shout out to Big Trav and Karima. Whenever they do something together, it's always good. It's always good. So I want to make sure that everybody support this event. I'm there. I bought my ticket. I can't get ready to go out there. I leave Friday. I will be out there Saturday to function with them. Sunday, I will be at the game with the Redskins.
That's what's up. My supporter out there, Caitlin's asking, how far is this event from the stadium? I don't know, but I know the address is on that flyer. So if you can, plug that up, you'll be able to figure that out, Caitlin. I don't have that.
It's like 30 minutes. It's like 30 minutes away.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's like 30 minutes away.
Well, good deal, man.
I did my homework.
What's your game prediction? You say it's going to be a blowout. Let me get the Cowboy Cavs presidential game prediction on the live show today.
38-21. 38-21. We almost put a 40, if not 40. I don't see no reason why not. I do not see a reason why not.
I think it's Team 40 burger for real, because I'm tired of this narrative, man. That these, it seems like, they're on this 4-game win streak. I've been watching some of the media, and man, they are riding the coattails of this Washington football team with no name. And it's quite sad. I think you're right. We got to blow them out. It can't be no question when it comes to these zebras and these yellow flags.
Right. Well, you know what? Actually, Barry, they are playing good football. 4 games ain't nothing to sneeze at. So, but I want to make sure we put our foot on their throat, let them know we Cowboys. We're gonna ride this out. We're gonna make sure we beat them, beat the brakes off of them. I want to come back to my boy Redskin Nut and have my boy Redskin Nut eat some humble pie. That's what I want him to have, to eat some humble pie.
Right. Well, good deal, man. But it looks like we're still having some technical issues with Karima on the back, but I appreciate you coming on. At least we got to inform folks about what's going on there. I don't have any information. I think somebody asked earlier, do we mess with Mark Holmes? Yes, I know Mark Holmes. I've met him out there personally. He's usually got the tailgate info. I'm going to reach out to him and see if there's anything going on in terms of tailgates at FedEx Field. So stay tuned. Just turn on your notifications. And if you're watching for the first time today and you really like this type of content of what we're doing, moving forward with my Cowboy Cousins, introducing you to folks like Cowboy Kev and the key players that are in this fan base. They just didn't start doing this overnight. You heard they've been starting this since 2013. This is going on, 8 years for you guys, right?
8 years, brother. 8 years, man.
Definitely not no rookie. They're taking care of business just like we're taking care of business here too. So help us elevate our content. Hit that green badge at the bottom of this live show with the heart. Become a supporter today. We're looking for 150 supporters. I got the flyer here. I'm going to post it on the timeline afterward along with the link to the event. It's got the address there. So if you're interested, Cowboy Kev, you're going to be out there. And any parting words, any shout outs before we get off the show today, my brother?
I think I did a lot of shout outs already to make sure I was clear. Because, boy, everybody be watching say, can you shout me out? I want to make sure I shout out everybody. And if I missed you, charge it to the head, not the heart. I love the Cowboys. I love all of the camaraderie that we created through this terrific fan base, number one, and the fellowship that we created through all these Cowboy clubs. Shout out to the hard hitters, DMV. Who else I'm missing out there? Star Status, of course, you know that. SCDCFC, One Star, One Family, Kai. You know what? That remix with Kai and Lady Vice. Woo-wee!
We're going to end the show on that, and that's a great segue because I need my Cowboy fans to stand up, not the nation. We're America's team. You heard it from the press here first. That nation belongs to them Raiders over there. So shout out, no disrespect. It's hashtag Keep It Football. Appreciate you coming on the show today, Prez. And y'all know the deal, baby. It is about standing up. So stand up, stand up, stand up.
Thank you, Barry. Cowboy up, Star Status. Keep it football, y'all. Know the part, act the part, be the part.
Notifications, baby. Hit that subscribe button. We're going to see you, baby. Stand up, Cowboy fans.
Stand up, stand up, stand up. 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 Stand up, Cowboy Nation, make it hella loud. Get it jumping, music pumping, time to move the crowd. Show out, cause we the fan base that are world renowned. Taking over every stadium and city around. We up, we're making crazy noise. Fan clubs around the world staying hype for them boys. Ladies shining like the jewelry that's covered in stars. They $1 rapping harder than the other team boys.
I got my game face on, so I'm not afraid. Female referee MC calling all the plays. Cowboy divas holding it down, we gravity. Live, love, laugh, and root for the Dallas Cowboys. Stand up on our teams and yeah, we them boys. Blue lipstick, cut up jeans, confident and not cocky. Hell yeah, we them boys, America's team. I tell them, damn right, I'm a Cowboy fan. America's team, #1 fan base in the land. See at his Miley Elo Sabes putting pressure on that. Who run the world? Ladies do, reppin' Dallas, Texas. Stand up, get in line and Cowboy up with me. We come through, show stopping, customize, bling jersey, Cowboy hat, Valentine. Leading the NFC East, reppin' America's team. DJ Kai, Vice Lady, needs you all up on your feet. So mommies and poppies, scream!
Stand up, Cowboy Nation, make it hella loud. Get it jumping, music pumping, time to move the crowd. Show out, cause we the fan base that are world renowned. Taking over every stadium and city around. We up, we're making crazy noise. Fan clubs around the world staying hype for them boys. Ladies shining like the jewelry that's covered in stars. They $1 rapping harder than them other team boys. Stand up.